Well, hello, you all. It's Jenny here. It's been over a week since I've done a video, and there's a reason for that. First of all, let me apologize. I understand that there is a delay. I do not understand it. On my video feed here that I see coming back to me, my voice and my picture is the same. Somehow there's a delay. I went back to just make sure it was recording, and I saw there was a delay. Tried to change some settings. I don't know. I'm just technologically stupid. So I don't know if it's my computer or if it's my Manicam version that I'm using. But at either rate, I apologize. Just look away. I'm hideous. Look away. If it's distracting, I apologize. Okay, so we all knew that I did pretty well on round 2. I was really happy with my final numbers. I knew I was going into a weekend with a gazillion temptations in front of me and being responsible for organizing and coordinating and keeping clean and bringing out and serving food to 60 women for 3 days straight, all day long. There are snacks out at all times. So I'm constantly refreshing the ice underneath the dips and things so that they stay cool, and organizing crackers and snacks and desserts and I mean, you name it. 60 women all donate something on top of the meals that we serve. This is a lot of food. I don't think I took a picture. I said I was going to take a picture. I know I have taken a picture in the past of like this incredibly long bar, and it goes all the way down the long side and then down the other side as well. It's like this big L. I didn't do great. I didn't do horrible. Here's what I did. I gained about 5 pounds, but I wasn't too worried about it because I figured a lot of bulk. It'll come off. And then all the leftovers that people didn't take back, that my husband refuses to throw away because he feels it's a waste of food. Kids are still starving in places of the world, so it came home into our house. So here I am a week later, 10 pounds up. Yeah. Right. I lost about 10 pounds in the month that I was on the diet. So proud of myself. 1 week, 10 pounds, back on. So here is my week experiment. I know exactly why. I mean, I completely justified everything with that food in the house without being on a regimented, strict plan. I don't do well. This whole change your lifestyle thing just never works for me. I just can't change it permanently because I love food so much. So much. When all this good stuff is here, I'm just like, you know what? I mean, we really should eat it up and then it's gone. And then I don't have to worry about it again. So might as well enjoy it. And then I had a lot of delicious food left over from the retreat. We had a ton of rigatoni, which I didn't touch because I don't like pasta, but these breaded chicken cutlets, which were as juicy and delicious as you can imagine. So the breading, and then there were vegetables just swimming in butter, like the amount of butter in the bottom of the pans. You had to be careful. I mean, were they healthy? No, I mean, were there vitamins in the vegetables? Yes, it was healthy in that regard. But in terms of caloric intake, it was off the roof on how much these mixed vegetables had in them. So, yeah. And sadly, we had a lot of salad left over, but it turned and went bad fast. Now, the salad I made on Friday night was fine. So because I bought romaine lettuce heads and cut it up myself and all that, and those lasted longer. But the salad that came from the restaurant, and there was like 2 big bowls of it left over, turned right away. And I think it's because their salad, they have mozzarella cheese and pepperoni mixed in it. They have like crunchy pepperoni, toasted pepperoni, and then mozzarella cheese mixed inside with the lettuce. And I think that's what caused it to turn so quickly instead of it just being lettuce. So I don't know if I can change that next time. I might. The other one has tomatoes and onions in it, though, and I think that might make it turn just as much. And I'm afraid that less people will eat it with tomatoes and onions in it than they will with cheese and mozzarella, because my women, they love to eat. They are like me. Scrapbookers, we tend to be sedentary people who love to eat. I mean, that's why we take up the hobby of scrapbooking, right? I mean, it's just as much about the food as it is preserving memories. So, Yeah. I think if I'm definitely using this place again because the food was to die for and everybody loved it. Oh, I forgot to mention they had breadsticks. Okay, so you get breadsticks, whatever, they're fine. You eat them, and they usually taste pretty good, semi-fresh on the table. Like if you go to Olive Garden and you get the breadsticks, they're good. They're not phenomenal. There's not like melt in your mouth, but they're a breadstick. I mean, and who's going to argue against a breadstick? I mean, a breadstick is amazing. It's delicious. By the end of the meal, if they're still bringing the breadsticks at that point, some of them, sometimes they have a little bit of a toughness to it. These breadsticks, I swear to God, made them on their own and they came, well, I think they did make them on their own. They were all different sizes. They made these breadsticks fresh from this Italian restaurant. And they were lightly coated with butter, and then they had Parmesan cheese sprinkled on them, and they were as doughy and soft, and they were like twisted into like almost like a pretzel kind of twist type thing, these long breadsticks, and they were just amazing. So we had so many left over. I gave a ton of food to my mom the next day, and then I had a whole bunch at home because I figured, I got 2 boys, I'll keep the majority of the breadsticks. My son could live on bread. He's like me, he's a carb addict. So I had this huge, like 3-pound or 3-gallon bag, a Ziploc bag full of breadsticks in my refrigerator. And I thought they're not going to be good but a day, so I'll eat some that day. And then the next morning, I'm like, I'll have one before my class. Not used to eating in the morning, but I just wanted to treat myself because it was there. And, it's going to go bad. Didn't go bad. They were still there like 2 days later, and then they were suddenly completely gone. We probably had 100 of them in this bag. I mean, there were so many breadsticks. Oh my goodness! 2 days later, they were just as soft and delicious as they were their first day. I mean, they'll talk about fresh breadsticks, and I don't know how they managed to maintain and keep them. Maybe because I kind of vacuum sealed the bag every time I sealed it back up again, tried to get the air out of it when I put it back in the refrigerator, and I did keep them refrigerated. And then I just pop them in the microwave for like 10 seconds. Oh, okay, you don't need to hear this. It was so amazing. So this is what happened the week after the retreat. hmm And I saw the scale the past 2 days. I know what it's been. All the desserts that have come into the house, some of my favorite desserts in the world. Yeah. It was an epic, epic fail on my part. So here we go. It's going to be interesting to see what I can do in the next week. I'm really curious. 1 week, 10 pounds put on. Exactly 10 pounds. And it's basically been stagnant the past couple days. So it's not like all of a sudden, like I did a big low day yesterday and jumped on the scale. I ate a lot yesterday. I did. Same amount that I ate the day before and the day before and the day before and the day before. So is it possible? It is possible. I ate a ton of calories. Did not keep track. So we're going to see. Did I get on the treadmill at all? I think maybe 3 days I did. Yesterday I did because I was on the treadmill for the entire Browns game. Now, I started 30 minutes late, so I can fast forward commercial. So I wasn't on for the full 3 hours, but I mean, at least 2 hours, probably 2.5 hours was actual game time without commercials. So I did get on the treadmill a lot, but it didn't make a difference. I mean, today's scale was the same as yesterday's scale because I still ate. So there you go. Does the diet work? Does hCG work? Absolutely. Should you do P3 afterwards? Absolutely. Should you do the diet right before you know you're going into Thanksgiving dinner or some other situation where you are going to justify in your head if you're somebody like me with a food addiction and has food and just says, oh, the diet's over. Free reign. Just for today. I mean, that's what I say in my head. It's just for the weekend. On Monday, I'm going to like jump back on the bandwagon until I see all the food in my house. Then I'm like, oh, well, we should eat up the food from the restaurant because it was so amazingly delicious. And I did pay for a few extra meals to make sure that I had enough for everybody and didn't run out. So, I paid for it and it's here, so I should eat it. And then some of the stuff, I deserve the breadsticks for the next 3 to 4 days, like 10 breadsticks a day. Because I haven't had carbs in so long and it's so good and it's free and it's right here. And why waste money on something? And justification constantly. I can't do hCG again until probably January. I really have to see the result of taking these hair vitamins during and after my last round. Plus, they recommend 6 weeks off in between anyway. So that would take me right to the middle of December. And who's really going to be on hCG over Christmas? You can't. Not if you have a mother like mine. We're not Italian, we're German. But she cooks and feeds you and expects you to eat as if it were an Italian family. So it can't happen until January. So will I do it in January? Probably. Probably. And you know what? I don't have anything. I do have another scrapbooking retreat the first weekend of February. Yeah. Probably should start the diet at the beginning of January, go off of it, and be on P3 for a good week to get myself in a better habit and set myself up for success. I mean, if you've watched the videos, you saw that I said it's going to be horrible. To be falling off the wagon. Like, I didn't go in with the mindset, and I knew that. I kept saying to myself, you should not be going into this diet with this kind of attitude, or going into the post diet with this attitude, because you're gonna fail. But I just didn't expect to keep failing and keep failing and keep failing like I did. I thought it was going to be a weekend fail and then back on the bandwagon. I really did. But I mean, it was harder actually coming home than it was over the weekend. I did okay during the weekend. I walked a lot. Front desk, because I had to go by the front desk every time I went to the scrapbooking room, and they even said to me, "Do you ever clock how much you walk this weekend?" And I said, "Do you see how much food is in our food room?" It does make a difference. But I did walk a lot, and I did a little bit of hauling and moving inventory, but setting things up and all that. I was on my feet all day Friday. I didn't get to sit down till like 7 p.m. So I taught my classes in the morning until about 8 a.m. And then from that point on, drove to the hotel and for 12 hours straight, walking, standing, moving, stressed, setting things up, worrying about the time, getting things ready. People arrived at 3 earlier, and should have been there at 3, but anyway, yeah. So I got a fair amount of exercise, if you will. My feet were killing me each morning. And all I did was curse myself for choosing the wrong shoes. I had like boots that I was wearing, comfortable, low boots, like military stylish boots. But I really needed to be having tennis shoes on, which I did do, I believe, the second day. And the third day. No, I came home with the boots. I did come home with the boots on. So the second day I did much better in terms of being smart. Anyway, I say that to say I had a decent amount of exercise and I was moving around a lot, and I didn't eat as much as I wanted to. I mean, I did prevent myself from eating at times when I just thought, Jenny, you're just not hungry. Just don't. Walk away. So, but I mean, I couldn't physically walk away a majority of the time because I was there organizing, getting it all together. So yeah, there's that. It would have been better for me to be a participant and be able to just focus on my scrapbooking and stay away from the food until it was time to go eat again. Or I consciously thought, okay, it's snack time. Go get a snack and then come back. But it is what it is. All right, so maybe January and set myself up for a good P3. I'm trying to decide how to do this week. If I should just do P3, if I should do just intermittent fasting. Coming off a horrible week like I just did, I don't want to be too rigid with myself because I don't want to fail. When I'm on the hCG drops, I'm good because I know that if I eat something while I'm on those drops, that the weight gets thrown off instantly. Without being on it, without having that checks and balance, it's harder for me to just always do what I'm supposed to do, especially when I spend a lot of time in the house alone. And so there's nobody here going to the pantry again. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm meeting a girlfriend who I haven't met in ages at Panera today. So I think I'm going to do the turkey chili because last time I did the turkey chili, I still had a loss the next day. So that's going to be my goal for today. We're going to see if I can do this. Coming off of a whole week of eating terribly, can I go all day on intermittent fasting and wait until 4:30 when I'm meeting her to have my turkey chili? I just hope I don't embarrass myself by putting my face in the bowl and inhaling it, because I think I'm going to be hungry prior to that. I do know that I am going to get on the treadmill for an hour every single day. I mean, I basically did that during P2 anyway. So hopefully within the course of a week, I can get myself to lose 5 of those. Hopefully some of it is bulk just in my body and water retention. One can hope, right? Did I really eat that many calories? How much is a pound? Like 2,700 calories or something like that? Extra calories that your body doesn't need. I suppose times 10? Possibly. Doesn't seem like I ate that much, but yeah. Yeah, probably some of those days I did. So sad. And this is why I didn't label this channel hCG Diet Journey, because I have other issues and I have other things going on. hCG is the only thing that worked for me, but I'm not the kind of person that it changes my life and now I just eat P3 type foods all the time. I have other issues that I need to work through, and I'll do that here on the channel in terms of figuring out why I can't stop myself from eating. I don't know. Can't figure it out. Can't think of any childhood trauma or anything like that happened. But I will reflect on it and see if I can come up with any kind of insight. All right. That's it. Honest. There you go. I'm going to try to do a 5-minute update every day. I really do think that this helped me a little bit be somewhat accountable to myself anyway, and I'll let you know if I find something that works for me in terms of seeing the scale start to go back down again, not on hCG drops. I will also be giving you updates on how the whole hair thing's going. Starting to lose a little bit, but nothing like before, but it's only 1 week post hCG. And really, it was about a month later when I started noticing the significant hair loss. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you up to date on that as well, and let you know how my whole diet journey goes between now through Christmas. With my kids coming home for a week at Thanksgiving, I will have all 3 kids in the house. I will have all 3 kids in my house for 2 weeks at Christmas time. Oh, I'm so excited. But it will involve a lot of eating out and cooking food and having snacks and all that kind of stuff. So it's a rough time, not to mention just all of the get-together activities and parties that go along with Thanksgiving and Christmas. So there you go. Challenge up ahead. I'll stick with something once I figure it out today. All I know is I'm going to hit post on this, and then I'm going on the treadmill right afterwards for my 60 minutes. All right. Love to you all. Stay with the program. If you're on hCG, it works, but you got to do P3. Don't just give up because the weight comes back on. Okay. That's all for today. True confession. Bye.